Good afternoon. We are the Fig Hunters of Burke Family Farms. I'm David Burke. This is Kayla, Aveen, and baby Priscilla Evelyn. And we're going to teach you a very simple method on how to pot and root your figs. We're going to cover some real basics, from prepping your cuttings to what type of pots we use, to even what type of fertilizer we're using. So for what we're doing today, we're using the soil mixture that we start our figs in. Now, I'm a big fan of a 50-50 mix without anything too extravagant. That's perlite and peat moss. You can get this at any garden supply store. And peat moss looks like this. I use a number 4, the large, the 4 minus. And you can't, in my eyes, with any of these methods, whether it's a bag method or in a pot, you really can't have enough drainage. And the next part is moisture. How much moisture should I have in my soil to start out with? Why that is really important is because too much moisture in the soil is the fastest way to kill your cuttings. They'll rot away. Well, so what I'm doing here is I'm squeezing it, see if any water comes out. And there's a little bit of water, so it might have a little bit, very little. I like how it kind of cakes together and still falls apart really easily. Still feels really fluffy in your hands. You can see this, so you can kind of do that. But when you mess with it again, it falls apart. So this method that we're using is so easy, you can do it in your kitchen. It doesn't take, you're not making a lot of mess. I mean, a little pre-thought here, keeping your soil in small bins, doing it on a surface that can be easily cleaned. We have tile floors, so it makes it a lot easier. And other aspects of the house, I'll put down a small tarp to work off of if I'm, say, watching TV. If forethought makes planting figs very easy without a major mess. So in the wintertime when it's raining, or even in the summertime when it's really hot outside, you can still do something like this. So a lot of people have asked, how do you prepare your cuttings? And well, so here's some branches that were just cut off recently off of Amen Citron, our 455, our nice beautiful quarter-pound fig. So I'll cut back until I see what looks like a little bit of latex leaking. Yeah. And then I'll trim off the bottoms. And then I'll go and roughen up the grain. Sometimes I'll take and I'll cut halfway through the node. That's where the rooting hormone in the fig is. So just doing like that. Sometimes I won't. Now since we're going to be using these, you kind of can depth. What can I do? How far do I want in the soil? Well, and since this cutting has a lot of nodes up top, that means I can go right here too. So I'll take this one out, just a little bit of it, and I'll roughen it up. Now I use rooting hormones sometimes. I've used everything from the rooting hormone with the gel, that's really popular, to dip and grow. I'm a big fan of dip and grow. It's pretty easy. Again, as long as I store it in a big container, it seems to last for a long time. And voila, you dip it and set it aside. Let it dry off. I said, these are just some cuttings that I grabbed out of the pile that we took from Amen Citron. I'm looking for that latex. Sometimes, now this tree is still dormant, by the way, so you're not always going to see a significant amount of latex, but you are going to start seeing just a little bit right there, and it's good. Okay, I'm trimming it up a little bit. In this case, I'll take this one off right here. Sometimes when I use these 3x8 pots, I'll leave those branches and I'll show you why. But since we're talking about the cut method right now, and this is the method that they'll be using at the school. So that's what kind of why this video started. Both my daughter's schools are going to be planting figs. My oldest daughter, this will be the second time, so the second year in a row they've planted figs that we provided. And my middle daughter, Evine, this will be her school's first. And there's roughly 32 kids in each class, and they'll be doing figs. I'm just kind of roughing this up. You know, I really don't think too much about this. I have just put sticks cutting scions and dirt from the front yard, and they've grown. So one of the things I believe that we do is we overthink things. This is just supposed to be easy, clean, kid-friendly. Dip in the stuff. Now something like this, I would allow the kids to mess with. This is a very light mix, but still, of course, for all this, adult supervision is a must. Some of the cuttings I'll take, and sometimes I'll wrap with paraffin on the top. Now what this does is keeps the top of the cuttings moist, and it degrades in UV light so it falls apart. If you stretch it tight, these buds, where's one at, can poke through. So right there, those are actual poke through the plastic, and there's a lot on this. This is a longer cutting. I'm hoping to be fine. Another way that I do to start the roots, if I don't want to use a rooting hormone, say, is I'll just soak them in water. And that's how these all, I'm gonna start seeing where a little bit of the roots will start forming. There's one that shows a little bit better right here. And then I'll put them in soil. So for this first method, what we'll do is take a little bit of a perlite, Kayla. So this is my daughter, Kayla Annette, and she's going to show you. And you dump it on the bottom. A little bit more. How full do we put it, Kayla? Show me the mark.
This full.
So there's these lines, and so up about a ½ inch, right?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like, what do you think? A little more?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Now put your soil in. Put that back where it belongs.
Whoop.
Okay. That's why we always prepare, you know, and make things as easy as possible. Okay. Hold on to the cup, baby, at the same time. We've done them in baggies. That's an easy process. That's what they did last year. This process right here, I believe, is a little more simple. Don't push down that far. Fill it all the way up to the rim, baby. There we go. So then we tap it a little bit here. Get a little more, Minnie. A little bit more. Okay, that looks good. Then we get the lid. Which one are we gonna do? Let's do 535. So sometimes you might have to help the kids because this one's already starting to bloom. And you don't want to. Okay. Please push it down gently. Like that. Okay. Now there's the next hard part. We order these cups from Amazon. There'll be a link on our website, thefighunter.shop, where you can find them. They're relatively inexpensive. You can get a bulk of 100 at a time. The only thing I suggest you do, and the only hiccup that we found, is sometimes you have to make sure the lids fit. Sometimes they seem a little bit small, so that's why that's so important to take. So the next method is to mark your name or the variety. Since we use a numerical method for ours, this is a 535, baby. How many times do you ride it on it?
2.
And why is that? So we always know what it is.
5.
So what this does here is, one, doesn't allow the dreaded fungal gnat to really enter. Of course, the other thing that I do on the bottom here is I use a small drill to make holes. So I'm sorry I didn't talk about that yet. And I use small holes. Then that's why we put the perlite too there, to help with the drainage and help to try to keep the dreaded fungal gnat out of this. And it creates its own greenhouse. So right, instead of all these bins for humidity, you have created your own humidity chamber. And what's so cool about this, again, you can put a piece of tape over the top to secure this a little bit better. But in my household with 3 small children, everything has to be almost childproof. I've got a 20-month-old daughter who's been helping plant figs. Literally, this is no, she's been helping daddy with sticks. Put them in dirt, and sometimes she'll take them out of the dirt, which you just smile and laugh, since she was 6 months old. And the next thing, stick it someplace and forget it. Now, if you look up real quick on one of our shelves, there's 2 of them up there. So these are 2 here that I have just stuck up there on that shelf. Again, being enclosed, I'm not worried about, well, I live in California. If there was an earthquake and it fell down that bad, and they've just really taken off. This one has yet to leaf. Boy, that's Amon Citron is just a rootin' son of a gun. On top, I did a little bit of perlite. I was just experimenting. In case there was fungal gnats, you'd be able to see them on the white. I have yet to see any. So the system, so by being enclosed like this, it keeps it humid inside. It keeps the moisture in there. You're not having to water, and that has been my bane, is knowing when, at what point to water. I've tried weighing these things. Yes, baby.
Can I say something?
Yes.
And sooner or later, this will have roots like these ones too.
Now, how long do you think it takes?
Like 4 days or something.
That'd be amazing. Hey, we'd have a lot of figs. Well, we usually see them within 2 weeks. See roots. Watering. So I have done things like weighed this, and then it seems like every method has its own good points and own negative points. This method so far has been wonderful because other than these small holes on top, you can see where the cutting goes through, there's nowhere for the moisture to go. And it's been about 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks, and I have yet to water these. What is your name, little girl?
My name's Ethan.
Okay, and what are we doing today?
Planted figs in that cup.
How old are you?
4.
Okay, so here we go. For the bottom of these holes, what are these holes for? You know?
Water.
The water leaves, okay. So put a little bit of that in here. What's a half inch up?
Okay.
Drop it in. Ooh, that's a little much. So we put a little bit. Again, bins are important. And see, the holes, we talked about the holes. You don't want big holes too, because you don't want, I mean, here I'm banging it, a little bit of dust coming out, but you don't want the dirt to come out in your house. I mean, we talk, when kids are shaking or kids are holding, you want to make it as small a mess as possible while still achieving the best outcome. So going back down here. Like I said, just about, let's look at this real quick. About a half inch from the bottom to an inch. So here's the holes here, up a little bit.
Now can we do the dirt?
Now we can do the dirt. So, okay, fill it up.
Fill it
So how long have you been planting figs?
A lot.
Yeah. What's your favorite type of figs?
I like the blueberry fig. What you planted for me with Spike one time.
Okay. So you don't always have to compact this. You can compact a little bit, but then it could be loose too. So we just don't have to push it, baby. Just knock it off. Okay. So there we go.
Now
And
can I pick my fig? I want
which
this
one?
one.
Okay, you want that one right there? Well, that's a beautiful Amen citron. So here we go. Put it through the lid.
Why do we need cups to put figs? That's like the fig is a straw.
Okay, exactly. Now push it down. Gently push it down. Okay. So we talked about this before. Something happens. You know, you can't get upset. It is what it is. So we got to make sure we clear the dirt off that so it pops easily on. There we go.
Oh,
Give us a little bit.
No.
So. Oh, Aveen, do you know your numbers? This is 455. I want you to draw a 4, a 5, and a 5. Okay, so another Amen citron that we can see root development in about 4 weeks. Could be sooner. You know, we're just gonna. The other thing that we're gonna be doing too is, I said I just put things up on shelves where they are. Is for this. Sometimes I'm a fan of bins. Now this is a Home Depot one, 26 gallon. It works for our other method. Sometimes in the winter, summer we don't use them. In the winter and spring, sometimes we'll get a little heat mat and throw it in there. This is our next method. This is the method that the girls are really familiar with. They help. So here you go, baby. Fill this up. We are not drawing with that. Hey, that I'm sure parents at home just cringed. Kids and markers, you know. Yeah. So we're gonna fill this up.
I had your number and Kayla.
Awesome. Grade A. Grade A.
Here's my.
So fill that up.
Here's my cup and there's Kayla's cup.
Okay.
Do we have to fill it up to right here?
Yep. All the way, baby.
Can you move it out right here?
Okay, I'll move it out right there. I'll hold this too.
Please.
Okay. I'm gonna put this over here when you fill it up.
Please.
Okay, let's go. Let's look at it. We're almost full. So that's pretty good. Just a little more. Don't have. Sometimes in the past we push down, so the girls are like. Okay. So there we go. We knock off the dirt. And try to make a mess. Now this method right here. Let me look what I'm looking for. Here we go. This is what we say sometimes. Things like this. You go, well, I'm going to cut this off here, and I'm going to cut this off here. No. You just shove it in the dirt. Now, instead of one branch with chances to root, I've got 3 branches. And, well, this is, so we didn't talk about paint pens. I love paint pens. And I love plastic plates. So this is 715. This is the Fig of Hope. This was the one that was growing right out of solid bedrock.
Make your face at you. It's killing you. Right?
You're breaking your heart.
No, look.
I love it, baby. So we talked about this right here, using ones with parafilm. We talked about using ones without parafilm. In that 27 to 28 gallon tote, you can fit 40 of these. Then you just put them in the springtime and the summertime. In the shade in the summer. In the springtime, you want to put them in the sun.
Okay.
We have a shed that I like to stick it in. In the wintertime, you know, they need sun or someplace a little bit of heat. And eventually, you'll see it'll grow. This is a great This is a great time to talk about who we are. We are the Fig Hunters. And this started out as just me. I ran onto a fig on a job site years ago. And I brought some figs home. My kids loved them, so we started growing them. And then we realized that we could find wild figs basically everywhere that we're going. Oh, look who's coming in. our youngest one. You gonna do one too? Okay. So from that, we just started growing them. And as that we have a farm of our own, that we tried to experiment because the best...
I want to do this all by myself.
Yes, ma'am. The best way to successfully grow these figs. Okay.
And I marked the number.
Okay.
I want to mark the number.
Right there. I'm going to show you. And then you write on the other side.
Okay.
Your turn to write on the other side.
I
So from that, we have a website, burkefarms.shop. That's www.burkefarms.shop, where we sell our products, whether it's pork, whether it's fig related, whether it's the great, famous pickles from Priscilla Burke, or www.thefighunter.shop, where we sell our cuttings. We even give free cuttings away constantly. You just pay the shipping and handling. We do our fig products. We have fig barbecue sauces, honey balsamic figs.
I did
We have...
that.
Great job, baby.
Look,
High five.
I did an eye on it.
Well, that works too. Honey balsamic figs, fig jams from single varieties with no additives but figs. What that means is you see a fig here off our list and you say, hey, that Amon Citron sounds so great. I'm going to buy some cuttings. But this year, can I pre-order some jam from you guys so I can taste it myself? And you go, yep, yes we can. So here we are with our youngest. This is baby Priscilla Evelyn, or Evelyn Priscilla, depending on who in the family you ask. Her nickname is Bubs. And how old are you? Well, like I said, she's been planting and unplanting since she was 6 months old, and she's now 21 months. This is the method that she's most familiar with. And what this is a baggie. It's a 1 mil baggie. We have these on our website if anybody wants. Small packages of them. And this is a piece of 2-inch ABS pipe. You can get PVC. I prefer the ABS because it's thicker walled than PVC. Again, I'm thinking kids. Constantly thinking kids here. And here we go. So Bubs, you put the dirt inside. Here, Bubs. You gonna put dirt inside here? You gotta put the dirt inside. With this cup. Oh, so easy. She goes, I put it in the cup, guys. We're going to use this cup and put the dirt inside here. Daddy, show you. Do this. Like that. Oh, there we go. So all this is making a funnel. Making this the easy as possible. Yeah, that works. Perlite's good too.
Yeah.
You put some of this in there, baby. Okay. Oh. Okay. So I'll help out here. Oh, there we go. So we're almost done with this. Now this is called the bag method. You can use all different types of bags. These are just ones that we have. You gonna put a little more in there? You use this cup. Okay. Please use that cup. Okay. There, right there. Dump it right there. I'll hold it. So, there we go. Uh-oh. Okay. So then we got the bag. This, stuff it in here. Stuff it down. Don't poke through the bag. Make sure everything's covered. And you'll take a rubber band. So now we take a rubber band and we wrap it around a few times. This seemed like the fastest and best method. It works a lot for other people. So then I've written on the cuttings. I'll usually write on the bag. This is the part that I did not like. no matter what we seem to do, what pins we use, we're going to have to use a different label. Now this will go in the same bucket as everything else. I do like this in some cases. I'm really liking this cut method. We need the cups, Mama, and the baby's going to do a cup. Planting figs so easily, put in here, baby, that a 21-month-old can do it. She can't see it, but she can do it. Good job. Okay, dump some more. Well, actually, we're good enough. That's perfect. Let's move on to the dirt. Now, with the younger, we have to be a little bit more. That's your cup. Yeah. So, the dirt's right here. I'm going to put some dirt in here. I'm going to stand up so you can see. Okay. That makes it easier. I got you. Scoop the dirt. Gotta scoop some dirt. This stuff. Like this. And you put it in there. You gonna do it? We really are a family. Family. We're about family here. You know. And independence. My personal goal is to help, along with my wife, and my wife's goal too, strong, independent girls. And we've succeeded just too well at a young age. Oh. So finish putting the dirt and then we'll put the cutting in. So Ivy Organics, they had their 4.0 giveaway this year. Good job. That's enough. Now the lids. Oh, okay, a little bit more. And we donated a little over 600 cuttings to them. It was a wonderful, fun event. So we're using some of their products they sent us. Like I said, we added this to the mix. And we're going to use some of their other products. Let me see, their whitewash or organic style whitewash. Wait, you want to stick this on? And put this through there like that. And shove that in. Shove it in. I'll hold that. And shove it in there. Okay. You know, like this. Okay. Push it in. No, Daddy. Bubs, you gonna push this in or what? No, I'm gonna fill it up. Well, sometimes she's not in the mood. She's in the mood to fill pots. So there we go. So easy. Less than 2-year-olds can do it. This is our method. If there's anything that you like, if you want to see some of our varieties, again, thefighunter.shop. And we're also, well, please subscribe to our channel. We'll be giving freebies away constantly, but you have to be subscribed. Please like and share. Please learn about this. And if there's any questions, add it to the comments. We're always up for exploring new methods of how to propagate figs or any other vegetables. We've done hydroponics. We've done so many just direct planting in the ground. Now each one of these roughly has an 80% chance to be successful. And that is a lot better. These, down about 50% chance. But by just doing this, 80%. By keeping it in a greenhouse environment, we up to the level. Next time, check out our next video. We're going to be talking about grafting, the do's, the don'ts, hand placement, so you don't end up with one of these pretty ones. And having fun. You know, it's all about having fun and getting our hands dirty. Thank you for joining us today. And we wanted to end this by telling you,
find a fig, make a friend. Plant a fig, make a friend for life.
That works.
Find a fig, make a friend, plant a fig for life.
From the Burke girls and the Fig Hunter family, thank you very much. Have a wonderful day.